हेलो स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ 7th स्टैंडर्ड। यूनिट 4 इंग्लिश बाल भारती का है, उसका 4.3 जो लेसन है द रेड हेडेड लीग, इसके पार्ट 1 और पार्ट 2 के क्वेश्चन आंसर्स हम देख रहे हैं इस वीडियो में। इसे स्टार्ट करने के पहले मैं आप सभी से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी कि यदि अभी तक आपने इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब कीजिए। अगर आप नए हैं तो भी सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, लाइक कीजिए और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा शेयर कीजिए, जिससे बहुत सारे बच्चों का फ़ायदा हो सके। चलिए हम क्वेश्चन आंसर्स देखते हैं। पार्ट 1 के क्वेश्चन आंसर्स हैं। हु डू यू थिंक इज़ स्मार्टर, मिस्टर विल्सन और हिज असिस्टेंट? आंसर है we think the assistant is smarter. He spotted the advertisement of the red-headed league and persuaded Mr. Wilson to apply for the job. On reaching Fleet Street, Mr. Wilson saw that it was full of red-headed people. He was discouraged and wanted to go back, but the assistant pushed through the crowd and into the office. Next question. Why was Fleet Street full of red-headed people? Answer. The advertisement showed that only red-headed men should apply for the well-paying job. It was given in newspaper. Many red-headed men had seen it and come to Fleet Street for the job. Next question. Who was well suited for the job? Answer. Mr. Wilson, who was a redhead, was well suited for the job. Next question. Why did Mr. Wilson accept the job? Answer. Spaulding assured Mr. Wilson that he would look after Mr. Wilson's business in his absence. Therefore, Mr. Wilson accepted the job as the pay was good and the work easy. Besides, he had to work only for 4 hours daily. Next question. Would you like to do such a job? Why? तो ये एक ओपन एंडेड क्वेश्चन है, तो आप इसका आंसर अपने मन से भी लिख सकते हैं। मैंने यहाँ पर दिया है नो, आई वुड नॉट लाइक टू डू सच अ जॉब एज इट इज़ नॉट बी अ लीगल जॉब अकॉर्डिंग टू मी। यहाँ से पार्ट 2 के क्वेश्चन आंसर्स शुरू हो रहे हैं। इसमें क्वेश्चन फर्स्ट है, टेल द नेम ऑफ द यंग मैन हु ओपन द डोर टू मिस्टर होम्स। आंसर. विंसेंट स्पॉल्डिंग, द यंग मैन हु ओपन द डोर टू मिस्टर होम्स। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. व्हाट डिड होम्स वांट टू सी? आंसर. होम्स वांटेड टू सी द नीज ऑफ मिस्टर स्पॉल्डिंग्स ट्राउजर्स। क्वेश्चन 3. गेस वेयर मिस्टर मैरीवेदर टुक द अदर्स? आंसर. Mr. Merriweather took the others to the huge cellar of the city branch of one of the main bank in London. City branch है वहाँ पे of one of the main banks in London. Next question. How did Mr. Merriweather come to know about the crime? Answer. Holmes must have told Mr. Merriweather about the crime. Next. Why did Holmes think that the criminals would act that night? Answer. Firstly, the red-headed league had been dissolved. Mr. Wilson could now remain in his house and shop the whole day. This told Holmes that the criminals' plan was ready and in place. Secondly, it was the weekend. Any crime that took place on Saturday night would not be discovered till Monday morning. This would give the criminals plenty of time to escape. These reasons made Holmes think that the criminals would act that night. Next question. How did the criminals enter the cellar? Answer. The criminals entered the cellar through a square hole in the floor of the cellar. Next question. Who were the two criminals? Answer. Mr. Spaulding and Mr. Duncan Rose were the two criminals. Next question. Who tried to get away? Do you think he was able to escape? Why? Answer. Duncan Rose tried to get away. I do not think he was able to escape because there were 3 men waiting for him at the other end. Next question. Why did Holmes become suspicious? Answer. The advertisement of red-headed league was strange and the job offered to Mr. Wilson was same. In addition, the assistant Spaulding worked for the half wages. He also had the habit of disappearing into the cellar every now and then. All this made Holmes suspicious. Next question. How did Holmes find out that the assistant was a criminal? Answer. According to Mr. Wilson's description about his assistant, Holmes made inquiries and found that the assistant was a criminal. Next question. How did Holmes guess that he was digging a tunnel? Answer. When Spaulding answered the door, Holmes saw that the knees of his trousers were wrinkled and stained, also had the habit of disappearing into the cellar every now and then. When Holmes saw a bank on one side of Wilson's house, he guessed that the assistant was digging a tunnel. Next question. Explain the trick of the red-headed league. How was it related to Mr. Wilson's hair? Answer. Spaulding and Duncan Rose had seen that it was possible to dig a tunnel from Mr. Wilson's shop to the cellar of the bank. However, to this they would have to get rid of Mr. Wilson from the shop for a few hours every day. Seeing that Mr. Wilson and Rose both had bright red color hair, they thought of the plan of red-headed league. Mr. Wilson was simple enough to fall for the plan, and since Spaulding accompanied him, they could ensure that only Wilson and no one else was chosen. Spaulding's presence also ensured that any doubts that Wilson had could be sorted out. Next, from the passage, find adverbs that end in ly and find the adjectives in each of the adverbs. तो adverbs कुछ हैं यहाँ पर, जैसे silently है, adjectives हैं उनके silent, suddenly का sudden, really real, beautifully beautiful. So ये इस लेसन के क्वेश्चन आंसर्स हैं.